Welcome into Dallas Mavericks Today. I am your host, Harrison Graham. We are officially 2 days away from the start of NBA free agency this Thursday, 6 o'clock Eastern, 5 Central. Make sure you are subscribed here to the channel so you don't miss any of our coverage. All right, could the Mavericks be interested in Gary Payton II? The Athletic dropped an article talking about GP2 and his impending free agency, as the Mavs are reportedly among the most serious suitors for Payton here. Now, the Warriors do remain the favorites to re-sign him. They're the ones who gave him a chance as he kind of battled in and out of the NBA for a few years, G League, back to the NBA, and so forth. This year he found a home in Golden State and played well, rewarded them for them keeping him, of course. Now he is unrestricted, which means he can leave and sign with whoever he wants. Now, GP2 would fit really well. He's the type of player that I think fits really any team because he's such a good defender and he can do different things as an overall player. He's kind of a guard that plays like a big offensively, sets a lot of screens, cuts to the basket, and can finish. Occasional three-point shot. He's okay from there as well. You look at the overall numbers from last year: 7 points, 3.5 rebounds, 36% from three, over a steal a game. He shot like 60% from the field just because he doesn't shoot much, and when he does, it's a lot of layups and easy transition baskets. He's really bouncy, so you get him out on the break. He can really finish out in transition. Limited offensively, of course. He's not his dad in that regard, but he is a tenacious defender. I mean, he can guard 1, 2, 3. Sometimes he can, he gets stuck on bigs. He can hold his own as well. I think this would be an upgrade over a guy like Frank Ntilikina, who did some good things last year for the Mavericks, but Gary Payton II played a real role for a team that just won an NBA championship. Steve Kerr getting him back into the lineup in the finals after being down 2-1, I thought made a big difference for Golden State. He brings you that energy, that intensity, that athleticism, and just that overall youth and defensive ability, which is something the Mavs could use plenty of as they continue to build this roster. Now pick one. Who would you rather have? Type FS for Frankie Smokes. Type GP2 for Gary Payton II. Listen, I like Ntilikina. We'll see if he's back in the fold this upcoming season, but GP2 would be an upgrade in my opinion. I would like to get him on board. Now, I'll tell you this. If the Mavs make a move, and obviously they will make moves, we will have you covered with a video here on YouTube. So go ahead and subscribe. Link is right there, youtube.com/MavsTV. But you're watching right now, so just hit the red subscribe button. Should be right under the video that is playing right now on your screen. You click it, boom, and turn on those notifications so you never miss a video here on Dallas Mavericks Today. If the Mavs get Gary Payton II, we're going to have you covered. Speaking of which, could Luka Doncic and Goran Dragic finally be teaming up? It appears that could be in the water soon. Luka Doncic playing for Slovenia right now. Him and Goran Dragic answered some questions and kind of dodged the question. They said they can't talk about it, but you got to feel like there's at least a chance this finally happens. Luka had this to say about playing with Dragic. He said, "I'd like to answer that, but I think it's a $100,000 penalty. If I did, you should ask the GM about that." And then Dragic said something similar, said, "We can't talk about it until July 1st. So we'll see if this officially happens. Kind of feels like this is going to happen, that Goran Dragic is finally going to unite with Luka Doncic in Dallas. And look, Dragic did not play that well for the Brooklyn Nets last year. You look at the numbers here, didn't shoot the ball well. Could still create a little bit and can give you some minutes as a bench guard. I kind of look at it this way, right? You lost Trey Burke in the deal for Christian Wood. I think he's still better than Trey Burke. Bring him on the minimum contract. I would not give him the taxpayers mid-level at $6.3 million. I would give him the minimum. And, a lot of nights he probably won't play, but if he's asked to play, he's a vet. He knows how to play. He's not what he once was, but that would give Luka Doncic some familiarity and a good pal that he lost in Boban Marjanovic. Let's ride. Let's get him on a minimum deal. I'm perfectly fine with that. Obviously, if Jalen Brunson walks, you would probably need to get a little bit more from Goran Dragic than you may initially anticipate. But I think ideally if he's like your fourth ball creator, I think that would be perfectly fine. Now you look at some of the guards on the roster. Obviously, Luka Doncic, Spencer Dinwiddie, your two primary ball handlers. If Jalen Brunson comes back, he obviously slides into being that second guy. Tim Hardaway, Jaden Hardy. We'll see what Hardy brings to the table. Hardaway's obviously not much of a creator, more of a catch-and-shoot guy. But as of now, Dragic would come in probably be that third creator while Hardy develops. Maybe he becomes into that down the road. The rookie out of the G League Ignite. But again, if you get Brunson back, then you peg down Dragic another level, and I think you're feeling a little bit better at that point in time. What do you guys think? Should the Mavs sign Goran Dragic? Type S for sign, type P for pass. If it's met minimum, I'm absolutely in. He can give you more than a guy like Trey Burke and Sterling Brown did, so I would absolutely on board with that. S for sign or P for pass. Now, NBA free agency, like we mentioned, 2 days away. We'll be live on Chat Sports throughout night one of free agency and throughout the first several days, so go subscribe over there, youtube.com/chatsportstv. We'll have the latest news, rumors, other coverage as well. Don't miss out because we'll have full coverage of 2022 NBA free agency. You're going to want to catch it all here on Chat Sports. And, of course, if the Mavs make moves, we'll have you covered over there and on this channel, Mavericks Today, as well. We got a Jalen Brunson update, we think. Flip-flop Fisher back at it as Jake Fisher is, he's been a little bit exposed recently. He gets some good rumors out there, but I think his sources have been a little dodgy as of late. He did say this recently. From what I've heard, it really does sound like things have shifted, and he is more and more likely than not to become a member of the Knicks as opposed to the Dallas Mavericks. Flip-flop Fisher, because this is the same guy that last week said Jalen Brunson had informed his current and some former teammates that he was re-signing in Dallas. Now, obviously, what's true today may not be true tomorrow. Things can change. The Knicks have obviously aggressively made moves to try and clear some cap and show Jalen Brunson, hey, we want to give you the bag. Here's what Fisher said last week. It still does sound like Dallas is by far the leader in the clubhouse to retain Brunson. I've even heard that he told former teammates and current teammates that it's basically a done deal. This was less than a week ago. Now, again, things can change. I'm not saying his reporting was false back then or that it's false today. Maybe both are accurate. Maybe back then that was what happened, and the Knicks swooped in, made a bunch of moves, and kind of sent a message to Jalen, hey, we want you really, really bad. We're willing to do all of this to bring you here. So we'll see what happens. I think it's 50-50. That's what Mark Stein keeps saying. He said Jalen Brunson, his dad, Rick Brunson, they're the only ones that know what's going on. So until free agency opens, I think it's all in the rumor mill at this point, and nothing's going to be true until he does sign somewhere, and hopefully that is the Dallas Mavericks. Where's he going to go? Where's JB going to play next year? Type DAL for the Dallas Mavericks. Type NYK for the New York Knicks. We'll see what happens. I do think there's a good chance the Knicks get him, but I wouldn't say it's like a done deal that he's gone. I think it could go either way. But if he leaves, if he stays, we'll have it covered here on Mavericks Today, youtube.com/MavsTV. Don't miss any of it because we will have you covered here on the channel.